Their goal is to have you be able to live life again. And I'm happy to say that I'm definitely living life again. My name is Erin Bryant, and I am from South Carolina. So I have Lyme disease, of course, that bacteria that I battle, and then a lot of co-infections that have just basically wreaked havoc for years and years and years. When I first came here, I was very, very, very sick. I felt like I was slowly dying. At that point, I was pretty much housebound. I could drive here and there, but it was getting less and less. And actually, my husband and I had just had a conversation about having to hire somebody to start getting kids to lessons and, other things. And so I was pretty sick when I first came here. And last fall, I was able to make a trip to Colorado with my husband, and we had the best time. And if you would have told me when I started coming to Biologix Center that I would be taking a trip in an airplane across the country, going on vacation with my husband and having a blast when I got there, and going up into the mountains and doing Jeep tours and just all day long going, I would have said, you're crazy. And praise God, I'm here to say today that I did that. And I look forward to doing even more of that in my future. Okay, well, there's a huge difference between traditional medicine and biological medicine. For me and for my body, this is the only thing that worked, period. I had seen traditional doctors, and I even had a sweet primary care doctor who was trying to help me figure out what was wrong with me. And he was really one of the better doctors that I have been to. He helped me get the blood work that I needed to get sent off to see if I had it. He was great. But I do appreciate his honesty, because he pretty much summed it up when he said, now that I know that, you've signed the form for CDC, you have Lyme, I had to sign that form, and we had that meeting. He said, I don't know how to treat you. And I really appreciated for an honest answer from him, because he said, I don't know what to do with you. I don't know how to treat you. This is out of my realm. And I will always respect him for that, because he just came out and just told me just point blank that he could not help me, basically. And so I knew that I had to do my own research. And from that point on, I was going to have to help myself. And that's where I found the Biologix Center, and it just opened my eyes to a whole different side of medicine and getting well. And that is what has worked for me. I think the connections that are made here, when you go through something that is this horrible as Lyme disease, when you have doctors and the people that work here, and you have patients, and it's like, even though doctors see, people come through every 2 or 3 weeks or however long, it's amazing how fast you can form a connection with people. That happens very quickly here. And so even, of course, the treatments are fabulous and wonderful, but it's always like that personal relationship that is just mentally goes along with all the fabulous treatments that are here. And I think the connection between the two of them is just what really makes this place, different and wonderful. One of my main issues that I battle is dizziness. And that was my first symptom, and it is still hanging on. And so it's gotten a whole lot better, but I still fight it. And the Clear Mind. This is the first time that I've done Clear Mind, because it has helped me with my dizziness tremendously. So I'm very excited about the prospect of continuing that therapy. So that's very exciting. And of course, the phages are a miracle, in itself. So the phage therapy obviously would be the top priority. And then I would say the clear mind for me, just because that's kind of one of those symptoms that has just wanted to hang on. I would say that the biggest benefit that I noticed on day one was how they embrace you, the positive attitude, and to be around people who understood me for the very first time ever. They understood what I was going through, and that was a first, and just that alone was huge. So I knew that I was in the right place just because I was with people who were like me, and coming, from my hometown, there was nobody like me, with all my crazy symptoms. So it was really great to be around people who were like me and people who wanted to help me and who understood me. I would say do not hesitate to come here. I've talked to several people who, on my trip this time, that it has like their first day and you can kind of tell, and there's a little bit of apprehension because they're not used to it. And I'm just like, it's gonna be wonderful. And then you talk to them like 2 days later and they're like, I don't wanna leave. I don't wanna go back home, because many of the Lyme patients are just like me, where they can't find answers. They can't find anybody to understand how they're feeling. And getting your feelings validated is huge. So it's always puts a smile on my face to see people like coming in that first day being a little apprehensive, and then you talk to them a couple days later and they're just like, this is an amazing place. It's just unbelievable. And I'm like, oh yes, it is. It's different from anything else. Part of the benefit of being here for days in a row is that every day you get to go in with any concerns that you have. And so that's really nice to say, if you have a supplement or something that they've given you, or a treatment, and you go in the next day and you have a full hour with them to discuss how you're doing with the supplement or how you're doing with the treatment. So there's that back and forth like right away. And then he can also get his work done that he needs to do to test your body to see what's next for you within that time frame too. So it's not rushed. It doesn't feel rushed. It feels like we have time to not only discuss my concerns, but then he's able to do his work as well. I'm a true believer in biological medicine. I believe in the Biologix Center and the doctors here. I believe that they truly care about their patients and that they're doing the very best they can with cutting edge technology to help you to get better as fast as you can. I would just say, if you're thinking about it and doubting, I've been there, and I actually had to go to a few other places and unfortunately waste my money, but my money was well spent when I came here, and I've actually turned around, and I get better and better with every month and with every year that goes by. Their goal is to have you be able to live life again. And I'm happy to say that I'm definitely living life again.